crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, Bix Weir, Roadrunner.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip of coffee. All right, 2 days left till the November contract is done, and then we move into December deliveries. I said last week, expect crazy volatility Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's where we are. Crazy volatility Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's not as crazy as I thought. I thought they'd be gunning for the 200-day moving average, which is just above $20. If they are, they'll have to do it tomorrow. That's how crazy this thing is. To save their bacon, they're going to have to hit it tomorrow because right now we are looking at 43,000 contracts still open in December. This is the largest since the beginning of the modern day Comex, the early 1970s. This is going to be the largest delivery month in the history of silver, to top off the largest delivery year in the history of silver, to top off the largest losses by the shorts in the history of silver. This is the cherry on top of the silver year we've had, and then there's nothing stopping it going into next year. Right now we're over, what is that? 215 million ounces that could stand for delivery right now. The largest delivery month ever is 87 million. We're at 215. Now, these will go down. As we saw, the criminal cabal has been shorting since last night. They got it down 50. They got it actually down below $23. But remember, they just can't short and keep shorting. They have to have someone selling to cover their shorts. So they'll short a bunch, and then the idea is scare everybody to sell, and then they buy it on the cheap to cover their shorts. Apparently, on Monday, they could not do a good job of that because they only got rid of 8,700 contracts, but they had to take it in the shorts for 1,400 contracts. That's basically the open interest went down by 1,400 contracts, meaning they got out of the market. They took their losses and they ran. All right, here's what I want to talk about. So we got one more day of this, and that's really all you have to worry about. If you look at the 200-day moving average, we're right around, what is that, about $20.50 is the 200-day moving average. Right now it's well below the 50-day moving average. That's one they were trying to get it down below, play their little games. Can they go below the 200? Yeah, they did it here, but the spread was much tighter. They had a lot more running room. But look what happens. For example, look what happened during the July contract. That was the biggest to date. That is the biggest delivery month ever in July. And look what happened. The price of silver went from right here, which is $19 all the way through to the end delivery month to $28. $19 to $28. And now we're starting from a much higher point, at least for right now. Probably about $23 or so. And will we get the same move up, same percentage move up, which would put us well over $30, maybe even close to $40 for December delivery, if the same thing happens that we saw here. Remember that? Everybody got excited? It's a game on the Comex. It's futures and options. The regulators run cover for the manipulators. We all know that by now. It's rigged, 100% rigged, but at the same time, they have to come up with the physical. Yes, they can settle for cash, but everybody would know it. So we'll see what happens. Really interesting time to be a silver holder in your own possession only, please. At the same time, everything else is going on around the world. I'll talk about that in a second, what I think is going to go on. And will Trump, if Trump really is cornered, will he play all the aces he has up his sleeves, which is expose the deep state, expose 9/11, expose the secret space program, expose the how about the pharmaceutical companies that are trying to kill us? How about chemtrails? If Trump loses and leaves, he will be murdered. His wife will be murdered, and his family will be murdered. We need to get that straight in your head. They already had plans to do it. Why do you think Brennan is so scared? John Brennan's so scared about Trump releasing documents. Obama and Brennan and Comey, they all planned to murder Trump. You don't think when they have the power back, they won't take him out so that he will never run again, his family will never run again, and his children will never run again, and his grandchildren will never run again. They will kill all of them. So Trump will play every card he has if he truly is in trouble of not becoming the next president. If we even have a president. He will play every card he has. What cards does he have? Anything that NSA has recorded. Hillary Clinton's, everything Hillary Clinton has done. It was on Anthony Weiner's laptop. The NSA had it anyway. The Biden family. He's got it all. He hasn't played those cards. So remember, there's a lot of... We only got 60 days. That's the beauty of the Q movement. Q will be proven right or wrong in the next 60 days. That's all the time that's left until the inauguration of the president. And Trump no longer has power to release any information. Right now, he can release it all. And if he doesn't, there is no Q. And it was all a con. Do I think he will? Yeah. To save our country. Biden gets in. We got 4 months max. Not 4 years. 4 months before America is totally and completely destroyed. But that was always the plan. Destroy America. China's turn to run the world by the deep state, the Dick Allgaier people. Hang in there. Speaking of cons, report out of Reuters, JPMorgan dominates gold market with record $1 billion in precious metals revenue. JPMorgan has earned record revenue of around $1 billion so far this year from trading, storing, and financing precious metals, vastly outperforming rival banks. Well, wait a minute. They made $1 billion this year, and they paid $982 million in fines. That's a nice little hefty profit for criminal activity. Why? Why are they allowed to keep these profits? Why are they allowed to be the number one trader in gold and silver? Because the whole system is a complete con job. I don't know why Trump wants to rebuild our financial markets. They've always been a con job. Computer programs written by Alan Greenspan in the 1960s and 70s control everything at the Exchange Stabilization Fund. That's another thing. If Trump wants to destroy the system and take out the bad guys, you got to take out their source of power, which is the U.S. dollar. How do you do that? Shut down the Exchange Stabilization Fund. Arrest the bankers. Expose it all. Oh my God. Would America be great again if everybody knew everything? We could be. But right now, we haven't been great for a hell of a long time because we lie, cheat, and steal. That's not a great America. Anyway, keep an eye on for tomorrow. I mean, we only got a day and a half left of this Comex trading before we're looking at pretty decent moonshot. Will it break through the two all-time highs of $50 an ounce by the end of December? And then after that, there's nothing stopping it, technically. It's possible. I give it a 50-50 chance. And that's a hell of a lot better. Remember, this year's not the same as last or the last 50 years. This year's different. We've had the most deliveries ever. This month, December, will be the biggest delivery month ever if it continues along this path. To not continue along this path, they would have to get rid of over 26,000 contracts by today and tomorrow. That's 13,000 a day. Monday was a huge slam down. They only got rid of close to 9,000 contracts. So they're way behind. Anything in the 20s, good night. Good night. Because that's 100 million ounces that they don't have. Who has it? JPMorgan. Will they be allowed to release it? I doubt it. Anyway, So hang tough. You're doing well with your silver hodling. If you don't have it yet, just all you have to do is look what happened in July. July, silver went from, right, July 1st. The contract was delivered actually June, April, May, June, end of June. $18. From $18 to $29. That's the kind of move up we're looking for in December. So why don't you buy all your physical silver now and tomorrow? Although, you're looking at delivery issues. You got Thanksgiving, you probably won't get delivered till the next week. You got to go with someone you trust. Only people you trust. I trust Andy Scheckman at Miles Franklin. Send him an email, Andy, A-N-D-Y, at MILESFRANKLIN.com. I can't vouch for anybody else. If you have someone you've dealt with for a while, great. And even with Andy, I tell people, only buy what he's got in inventory, because who knows if he's going to get it. When we have a move up like this, say silver doubles in December, which I think it will. It'll get up to nearing that $50 mark. Who's going to deliver? Nobody. You're going to say, you're going to hear this. You place your order with somebody you don't know. They go out and try to source it, because most of them don't hold inventory. And then say, everybody's on delayed right now. You're going to get delayed 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. All of a sudden, your money's gone. It's happened time and time again in the silver markets. Deal with only people you trust, or if you can walk into your silver store, a local, that's the best. Number 2, I have vetted and trust Andy Scheckman. And he'll tell you what he's got in inventory and buy it, and he'll ship it right to you as soon as he gets the money. That's the key. Because we are going to see another one of these. Another July is coming up in December, but it's bigger. And JPMorgan doesn't have to pony up the metal this time, because they already settled with the Department of Justice. That whole, where all this silver came from was JPMorgan silver that they had stolen over the past 10 years. And it wasn't even all of it. They have probably, Ted says, about 600 to 700 million ounces still in their coffers. I think it's all leased out. I think it's all lent to all kinds of different derivatives that Blythe Masters put together. You remember when Blythe Masters came on CNBC saying, we don't rig the silver market. We run a flat book. If they run a flat book, meaning they don't make any money on trading silver and gold, how did they make $1 billion this year? Just by storage? No. They don't run a flat book. They lie and they cheat and they steal and they belong in jail. Anyway, buy your silver. By the way, General Mattis says, text out, he hopes Joe Biden takes America first out of the national security strategy. That is not a lie. John Kerry was just appointed the czar of climate change. If you want to destroy America and gut the middle class, that's the plan for the socialists. Gut the middle class. Gut all mid-sized businesses and small businesses. Gut it. Destroy it with this corona bullshit. Everything goes to China. You implement socialism all around the world. That is the plan. It's working so far. Trump's got to pull the trigger at some point in the next 60 days. That's all he's got. And he will let loose just like the bad guys let loose everything they have. This is the end game for the bad guys. They let loose the coronavirus out of Wuhan, brought it to the U.S. and got all the Democrats to say, you gotta lock down. Trump is a cornered rat right now, and he's got a lot of ammo up his sleeve. He's the president of the United States. He can declassify anything at any time. What if he declassified everything? All of it. Pedophiles go down. Half of Congress will be kicked out and in jail. More than half probably will be tried for treason. That's how big this is. He's going to do it. It's either that or him and his family will be removed from this earth. It's time. All right. On a happy note, cryptos are doing well. Do I think we'll have a crypto flash crash? Absolutely. They can do it with a click of a mouse. Just remember that. You need cryptos in your own possession, silver in your own possession. They can flash crash either of them. What you want to do is get from here to the other side without losing your assets. most people will lose all their assets. Stock market, bond market, anything fiat money related. What Nostradamus say? Imitations of gold and silver will be cast into the lake. What are imitations of gold and silver? Right here. Comex contract. SLV. Mining stocks. Complete imitations. Mining stocks, there's going to be people crying from here to kingdom come. Why? Because they're derivatives. If you own a great mining company with great properties in Mexico, you really think the Mexicans are going to let you keep that? You're fooling yourself. As soon as the system falls apart, everybody's going to close their borders and say, here's what I got to give to my citizens. And that's it. Even in the U.S., the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston comic books and a teacher's guide clearly states that there will be decisions made on whether or not to nationalize gold. Not nationalize individuals' gold, nationalize gold in vaults like SLV, but most of that is held in England. So, of course, England's going to have it. Nationalize mining companies. Because it says in those documents, should we have the government dig for the colored flowers or should we have individuals do it? And they didn't have an answer. In today's day and age, depending on who is in charge when the shit falls apart, if Biden's in there, good night. All the mining companies will be nationalized. And they'll probably try to confiscate gold and silver. I don't know anybody who would ever give up their gold and silver, and there's not enough. Individuals don't even have gold and silver. 99% of the population doesn't have any of it in their own possession. Any of it. If it's held in a vault, good night. It's gone. Rumors that, what is that silverback coin, the Lode coin? Snippy was talking about something, how Lode is having problems, or I've said forever, the idea of backing a crypto with physical silver or physical gold is ridiculous on its face. Why? Because you gotta trust a third party. It's all about third parties. The true crypto, you don't have to worry about a third party. Right? It's about decentralization. Don't trust anybody. And then you'll be fine. I think Snippy's talking to the Lode guys and they're going to try to clarify, but I didn't know this, but a while back, I guess Lode said, okay, you can have 80% of your silver back. It's like, what? It's crazy. If you have the Lode coin, you better watch Snippy's show today or tomorrow. I don't know when he's talking to these people. David Morgan's involved in that. So, David, I hope you're, I don't know. I advised everybody not to do it. Not to do it. Not because they were bad guys. They weren't. But you can't, cryptos don't need people. I can see how silver needs cryptos to be more useful. But cryptos don't need physical silver, and they really don't need people if you're going to be a cryptocurrency type of thing. Now, the companies, that's a different thing. The tokens on a platform where they have a business that they're running, absolutely. But if you have to rely on people, a centralized point of attack, not good. Anyway, yeah, cryptos are doing well. Bitcoin's over 19.3. Cryptos will go crazy, but I don't know if they're going to get slammed down first. And they might. All you got to do is hodl. This is the key time to hodl. The next pullback for cryptos won't happen until Bitcoin reaches around 100,000. So we need a 5x move from here before you have to start worrying about another pullback that lasts 2 or 3 years. Right now, you don't have to worry about that. You'll probably have to worry about a pullback, but not one that lasts 2 or 3 years. I hope everybody's got that. XRP is going crazy because it looks like the bad guys are taking over the world. The XRP is a banker coin. Flat out. If the banks do well, XRP will do well. If the banks fail, XRP goes to zero. Just keep that in mind. So right now, banks look like they're taking over the world with Joe Biden and Janet Yellen. If the banks fail, XRP goes to zero, as in zero. It's a criminal. It was set up criminally, just like Tether anyway. So, yeah. Litecoin is the right coin. Absolutely. It's around $90 and still moving. Right now, I'm down to 2. 95% of all my crypto investments are in 2 coins. And that would be Theta and Litecoin, with Theta having the vast majority. Why? Because I enjoy the technology. I enjoy investing in Internet 2.0. I understand it. I get it. And it's out there. It's working. And they have 3 announcements coming up between now and the end of the year. Now and the end of the year is only 40 days. 3 big announcements. Not necessarily all from Theta. I think Theta's got 2 big ones coming. One's going to be smart contracts, which could be huge. The second one they just hinted at. I told the private road, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But the third, Coinbase. I think Coinbase will announce. Will it be by the end of the year or first quarter? I don't know. But when that happens, 330 million people will have access to Theta. Will have access to the beginnings of the new internet. That'll be huge. And when the tech investors figure this out, you got all that tech money that currently goes into Apple and Amazon, all that, and Tesla is going to be flowing into Theta. They are going to love Theta. They're going to be running the Theta Edge nodes and earning Theta Fuel. And I think the Theta Fuel, keep an eye on Theta Fuel. I think the relationship, the ratio is out of whack at, 70, 80, 90 to 1. I think it's going to come into 20 to 1 and then 10 to 1. And it might be through staking of Theta Fuel. I don't know. But it is definitely part of the way that Theta works. So it's part of the operations of Theta. So in order for it to work, you have to have value for Theta Fuel. There are gigantic players in Theta who would buy up Theta Fuel just to make Theta work. Keep that in mind. All right, that's all I got for you. This is Bix Weir, roadtoroota.com. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and if you subscribe for the 1-year private road, I'm going to send you 25 Theta and 25 Theta Fuel mailed to your front door. You don't even have to know about cryptos. And I also teach you how to get a Theta Guardian node, set it up, buy the Theta, store it, and stake it. This is Bix. I'll talk to you guys later.
Well, I grew up in the USA. I was taught that speech was free. Birmingham to Burning Man, you can speak any truth you see. Lately things have changed, they say I can't speak truth no more. And I'm just sitting here wondering who they are working for. See, they're gonna kick me off of YouTube, unless I say 9/11's just another day. And they delete my friends on Facebook, unless I pretend that socialism's a-okay. And they are gonna shadow ban my Twitter, unless I tweet the chemtrails of Perrier. Finally they'll ban everything I've got to say, as they kill free speech in the USA. They decide what's right, they decide what's wrong, they ban what won't conform. They sit in shadows, they run the gallows, say I must abide the norm. Without free speech we lose freedom, they cut off our free will. If I find truth that they don't like, they'll label me a shill. And then they're gonna kick me off of YouTube, unless I say 9/11's just another day. And they delete my friends on Facebook, less I pretend that socialism's a-okay. And they are gonna shadow ban my Twitter, unless I tweet the chemtrails of Perrier. Finally they'll ban everything I've got to say, as they kill free speech in the USA. They're trying to kill free speech in the USA. Now wait a minute, it's not like me to give up on a fight. I'll expose their evil plans, bring their shadows into light. And I'll name names, I'll play their games, I've got them in my sight. They're trying to change the USA, I'll fight for what is right, so they can kick me off for YouTube. 9/11's all about building 7 and it ain't okay. And they can delete all my Facebook, but socialists fail every time in every single way. And they can shadow ban my Twitter, but I'm looking up at chemtrail skies each and every day. See, they have no right to ban anything I have to say, and I'll fight for free speech in the USA. I'm gonna fight for free speech in the USA. It's my right, free speech in the USA.